Hello everybody and welcome to another Craft With Me video. Today I am working on something that I started probably 3 or 4 months ago, and by started I mean I collected all of the supplies for this idea that I had, and it just sat on my desk in a pile for months and months because I just didn't have the time, I didn't have the inspiration. I knew what I wanted to do, but I just could not get myself mentally to get there. And today I decided to go ahead and do it. I had some time. I had the motivation because I pulled everything out and spread it out on my desk, giving myself no choice but to do it. And once I got started, I actually really had a great time. I didn't have a plan for exactly how I wanted to use the supplies. I just knew that I wanted to use them. I need to use these supplies. So if you're like me, you probably have an abundance of Tim Holtz ephemera and paper and all the things because he is like the vintage reproduction ephemera king, right? Like he does a really great job of sourcing and reproducing for decent prices, for us to be able to have the same feel of vintage ephemera without having to source it, which can be pretty difficult sometimes. The only problem is that we acquire a lot of it, and I say we, but I mean, I know I'm not alone, but in for the sake of the video, I'm referring to myself. But we acquire all of these things because we love it, and it comes in such great quantities. Like, I'll admit that his packs are full. Um, and when it goes on sale, we buy a bunch. And anyway, so we have a bunch. We don't use it all. We hoard it because we love it, and then it sits there. And I am as guilty as anybody when it comes to that. So I have been trying to use up what I have, but I'm still acquiring things. So I feel like every season that he has new releases, I pick up like one or two things. It's almost always the ephemera, and I just don't use it all. So I'm doing something new here. I'm using these new folders that just came out, and as soon as I saw them, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with them. I wanted to create these ephemera folders with pockets inside to hold all of the stuff that I have from Tim Holtz, and I'm going to share, basically. I'm going to send it off into the world with my pen pals who want it or not. I don't care. It's all going away. I only do two in today's video for the sake of time. I do a smaller one and a larger one, but I do plan on doing this with all of the folders that came in that pack, and hopefully destashing quite a bit of this stuff. And then I also do want to, while I have it all out, do a couple mail art videos and some journaling videos. Maybe I won't film it. I don't know. I know the point of it is to film, but sometimes it's just easier to just sit down and just do something without feeling pressure to move quickly, or knowing that I'm going to have to edit like an hour-long video or a 30-minute video. Sometimes it's easier just to sit down for 10 minutes and throw a couple things on the page and then come back to it, which is, if I'm being honest, what I do a lot of times for things that I don't film. I will just leave my journal or some blank envelopes on my desk, and if I have some time, I will leave a bunch of supplies that I want to use in the area, and if I get 10 minutes here or there, usually while the kids are eating dinner, or if they're in the tub while my husband is in there with them, or if they're outside playing or feeding the chickens or whatever else. If I have 10 minutes, I steal it. And I use those opportunities to get creative, using the stuff that I've pulled aside. So I have intentions of doing that very same thing with this, but in an effort to clear out some of this stuff. Now, I'll admit it doesn't take up a lot of space. All of it was in like a smallish box. But it's just the fact that I have gotten to a point in my life where I'm starting to become really mindful of my consumption versus my usage. And I want to make sure my children are mindful of that as well. So I'm starting to become very picky about what I buy for myself, and trying to really only purchase things that I know that I'm going to use. I'm not frivolously purchasing, even if it's on sale, even if it's a good deal, even if I have a gift card. I'm just being really mindful. And if I do end up spending that kind of money, because Lord knows I don't really need anything else, but if I do end up spending money, I try to purchase things that I know will go a long way and that I can share with. So I think that's why I've acquired a lot of this Tim Holtz stuff, is because it does come with a huge amount of stuff in each of these little packs, especially the ephemera packs. And I know that I'll be able to get the use out of it that I want to, but I also know that I'm going to share. The problem is I haven't been doing a whole lot of sharing because it gets put away, or it gets forgotten about, or I don't have time to make these pretty little ephemera folders to be able to hold all of these things. And sometimes I know that my American pen pals, the last thing they want is more Tim Holtz stuff, because they've got, huge collections of it as well. So I really try to save it for my international friends. And then the dilemma comes up where it can't be too thick because I don't want to pay a lot of postage to get it over to them. The envelope can't be too thick. It can't be too heavy. What if they already have a ton and then I second guess myself, like maybe they don't want more, maybe I shouldn't, and then it's a whole thing. And so I've just gotten myself into this process of repeating it over and over, and I'm just saying to heck with it. I enjoy crafting, I enjoy sharing, so I'm just going to marry those things together and we're going to make this work. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to create and craft and make pretty things, and I'm going to share with whoever I fancy, and I'm not going to second guess myself anymore. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not going to worry about if maybe they have a ton of this stuff already, because if that is the case, then they can gift it on to somebody else. The well intentions are there. And I got my therapy session for the day, being able to write a letter and be able to have the time to craft and create to make these little things. So that's just a lot of information that you might not have needed, but that's my mindset when it comes to stuff like that. So I hope that that is semi to mostly helpful, and that you can learn from my mistakes and ambitions and sort of put that into your own ideas as well. Something else that I have definitely struggled with is when I do find proper vintage stuff like in the wild, like let's say books. I find a really interesting old book. The text is really fun. The paper feels really fun. There's really great illustrations. I paid $2 for this book knowing that I can share the papers or use it for Patreon. But then I've got this book half ripped apart, pages missing out of it galore, and then it turns into this thing, where I've got this pile of like 20, 30 books. Most of them are maybe dictionaries, and maybe I've parted them out and I've used all that I can, but then I've just got these book covers that I don't know what to do with, but I also can't throw away. I want to figure out how to use those in a meaningful way. I just don't think I have the capacity or time to do it. So I'm thinking about maybe figuring out a way to either gift those or give them away to someone that I know can make fun things with them, but they just don't have the resources to get these old book covers. Or I don't know, but that's another dilemma that I've really been struggling with, is that I do acquire quite a bit of books and there's no way I can use them all. So I've got to figure out new ways to figure that out as well. But yeah, so I think that's basically it for my TED Talk today. I'm pretty sure that the babies just woke up from their nap, so I'm really hoping I can get through this entire voiceover without having to stop to go get them. But I hope everybody is doing well and enjoying their summer break. We are so close to being done, you guys. I can see the edge of the horizon of this whole thing. We know when the kids are going back to school. It's less than a month away now, which I'm really pumped about. Not that I don't enjoy spending time with my kids, but y'all, I have 4. And 2 of them are older. I have a 10-year-old and a soon-to-be 9-year-old, and 2 of them are little. I have a 3 and a 4-year-old, and they just do not get along super well right now. The older 2 would much rather just hang out in their room and play video games or watch TV or play with their Legos or just chill, just relax. And the babies are just like, I want to play, I want to play, I want to play. I want to get in everything. I want to eat everything. I want to climb the walls. I want to climb into the refrigerator. I want to get into the freezer. I want to go outside. I want to climb on the roof, like nonstop. And the 3 of us, the older 2 and I, are basically exhausted by the end of the day just because it's a lot of work keeping them busy, and bless the boys because they do really help me a lot, but we are very excited for school to go back. I know the boys are excited to get back to their friends. I know the babies are excited because they're going to be in a better routine. I'll be honest, I suck at routines when it comes to full day routines. Like, there are some things that we're super strict about. We're super strict about breakfast, nap time, bedtime. Like, our bedtime routine is very, very serious, and like it's like to the minute. Like, we don't mess around. Dinner time is very serious, but like that space after breakfast and before lunch and after nap time and before dinner, like that is the hardest time of the day for me. So I'm really hoping once they get back to school, we will figure out a better routine. I don't know. I feel like I'm always in survival mode. I feel like when they're home for summer, I am just in survival mode. I wake up, it's like crisis after crisis after crisis to get them and to eat, and then it's just like survival until lunch, and then nap, and then relax, and then survival until dinner, and then relax. And I'm burnt out. I'm burnt out. And I know I'm not alone. Like, every parent that stays home during the summer with their kids, like, this is a normal thing. This is why parents are always super excited when their kids go back, because it's exhausting. It's a lot of work. It's not easy. And they don't have a place to go during the day, like, without me. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have daycare. We don't have babysitters that can help us out during the day. Like, if I have to go grocery shopping, I'm bringing them with me. If I have to go anywhere, I'm bringing them with me, or my husband has to take time off of work, and that's not convenient. We can't do that. So, very excited. So I hope everybody is doing well and coping well, and that you are enjoying your summer break and surviving it as best you can. I am there with you mentally, physically here. It's a thing. It's just exhausting. But we can do it. We can figure it out. We will get through this. It's just a phase of life. It's just a stage that we're in right now, and things will work out. You just have to take those moments where you can find them and just take them. That being said, I've not done well with maintaining my journal again. I got through March, April, and May, and now I need to get through May and June and July. So I haven't touched my journal in weeks and weeks, and I need to figure that out too. So I don't know. I don't know. I did get a new dirty planner, which I'm super excited about. I did end up cracking and buying a Moleskine dated planner that I'm going to use for my dirty planner. So I can definitely hear the babies now. So I'm really hoping I can squeak another couple minutes out. I'm going to bring it in closer for you guys to see all the details up close and slow it down a little bit. I really loved tying these little pieces around. These were things that I've had in my stash forever. But look how pretty it is, all done. Stuffing those pockets is my absolute favorite, and I really love the end result. I really enjoyed the crafting time. It took me 30 minutes to do this, in case you're wondering. But yeah, I really enjoyed the process. I love the end result. I hope you guys do too. I hope you found some inspiration and you take the time for yourself and do something similar as well. I will catch you guys later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. Bye.